There's so many people that are playing for both these teams that I didn't know were actual like players on the team.
Like who?
Well, who the fuck is the long guy, right? Who's that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know, but
No
I thought
clue.
you meant like...
The touchdown catch for the Rams. Who the fuck is Davis Allen? Like,
Yeah,
I'm
I
sure
didn't know who that was either.
everybody's got a hot fucking toasty prop ticket with that guy for an anytime touchdown.
Totally.
So, yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of fucking I saw Cam Akers carrying the ball for the Rams, not the Vikings.
What? Are you seeing an old highlight or something?
He was literally running the ball today.
Hold on, now you gotta make me look this shit up.
Oh no, for the Vikings, not the Rams. For the Vikings.
That's what I was saying. I'm like, he's on the Rams.
I meant it the other way. I just turned and watched the TV and I saw the Rams jersey and blacked out.
Yeah,
it's been a week, Jerry.
Tell me about it.
Been a week. We're almost done the Wildcard Weekend.
Quarter and 3 minutes away.
2 minutes, 43 seconds left in the third quarter. LA Rams 27, Minnesota Vikings 9. I don't remember seeing this many like shirt rip / jersey rip tackles as I've seen in the last like month of the season as this season. I'm confused.
It's like a rubber band.
Ooh, man, they've been close to blocking quite a few punts in this game. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, Minnesota's just getting owned.
Yeah, they are. We told you that was going to happen.
Yeah, I was trying to give them the benefit of the doubt. I was trying to look at the entirety of the season and the success they've had, but they just decided, much like the Chargers did, they kind of forgot how to play football, or they just gave up.
Man, I think it's like when it comes to playoff football, it's more so of a what have you done for me lately type of scenario. And the Vikings and the Pittsburgh Steelers have definitely done nothing for me lately. And they find themselves both out of a playoff spot, Jerry. So I think it goes to show. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Fucked Up Fantasy Football Podcast. Your co-host, Corey Root Salad, Jerry Rodriguez. As mentioned, we are watching through the brutal Los Angeles Rams beatdown of the Minnesota Vikings here in the playoffs. We're going to recap all of your wildcard playoff games and prepare for week 20.
Mile by.
Just saying. It is what it is, Jerry. Today's episode not brought to you in part by Bomburgers. For those who are unfamiliar with Bomburgers, we are drinking from the original recipe of what is now known as Michter's. That is where I'm at today. Jerry, where are you today with the people?
Good old-fashioned high-quality H2O.
Oh, baby. We are liquored in Florida today.
Yeah. Poured myself some fatties last night. I didn't like how I felt waking up today. Going to work, I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to take the night off.
Hey, sometimes you just need to do that.
Yep.
Cheers, Jerry.
Cheers to you too, sir.
Initial thoughts for Wildcard Week 2025, Jerry?
Stone hands. He is stony in the hand region. Very hard hands. Not real good at catching balls.
I mean, sure, but it definitely, I don't think it really would have made a difference.
I know. I just like talking about that because it was one of the few things I was very right about this season.
This is very true. I mean, he's still a second-year player, and he had a decent fantasy season. He's definitely going to be on radars for sure next year. He was a capable wide receiver at times. This time wasn't one of them. We'll get to that, but I really need Aaron Jones to get a tutty, and it would also be really nice if Jordan Addison decided to catch the football a few times. That would make me pretty impressed.
I mean, he's caught it. He just got one now, but he's caught it a few times.
Speak of the devil. I think that it was only his second reception, actually. It's
really?
Yeah.
I feel like he's been all over the place.
He's been hiding, to say the least. Last time I checked my betting slip, that was his. He was only at 1. That would have been 2.
That is 2. He's been targeted 3 times. I just feel like I've been seeing him a lot. Oh, he's been targeted 4 times. That's catch number 3, actually.
Oh, nice. Perfect. Fuck. Halfway there. Let's get it. The really bad, boring way to end Wildcard Weekend, though, I must say.
Yeah, it's the everybody's sentimental favorite. The Rams is winning because everyone cares, or fake cares, about the fires going on over there.
Yeah, people are interesting about when things happen in other places. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Shout out to Drew. Oh, the humanity. These Vikes are horrible.
Nobody, it's your sound quality.
Man.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm telling you right now, you guys are out of your fucking minds.
Yeah, my wife asked me, or actually said that her throat hurts just listening to Drew talk. He's like, how does he actually do that?
That's years and years of training.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's a piece of work. Drew, always good to have you on the show. And you should probably pick better next time, but that's okay. You did, kind of okay, but, 500 is kind of whatever. But this is not the betting episode. We're not going to discuss that on this episode. The San Diego Superchargers 12 and the Houston Texans 32. Justin Ebert, 14 for 32, 242, 1 touchdown, and 4 more interceptions than he threw during the entire season. J.K. Dobbins breaking people's hearts on the prop tickets, 9 carries for 26 yards. Lad McConkey, 9 for 197, and the lone tutty. The Houston Texans showed up in defense and offense. Nico Collins, 7 for 122 and a tutty. Joe Mixon, 25 for 106 and a tutty. C.J. Stroud, 282 and a tutty. Jerry, the Canadian kid, John Mechie III, 4 catches for 28 yards, all in the first half. Cha-chinga! Bring me that prop money sandwich. I mean, congratulations on Harbaugh for getting the Chargers back from complete irrelevancy in the AFC. It is the largest turnaround in their team's history, a differential of 8 wins more this season. That's fucking impressive. I think they've got a good start, and it looks like they're going to be a player in the AFC moving forward. They've just got more drafts to build on what they already did. I think they did a fantastic job last year, and so we'll see how they develop. But the Texans defense showed up. They're at home, and that was just kind of Looney Tunes to have the dogs at home. I totally disagreed with that one. How much of this game did you catch, Jerry?
I saw all of it. I saw every second of it. It was really, really interesting because just the way it started, how Chargers drive down the field, should have gotten a touchdown, didn't, settle for a field goal. Then that quick Texans turnover in their own territory, defense holds to just a field goal, 6-0, and then that was it for the rest of the half until the last 2 minutes. And then that 3rd and long, deep in their own territory, C.J. Stroud is running for his life after a bad snap, and basic scramble play, finds, I don't know who that was. I can't remember who it was he threw it to, but I mean, huge first down. It was third and very long. And from that point forward, they never looked back. They drove down the field, got another touchdown, or got their first touchdown, went up 10-6 at the half, and then it ballooned from there. It's like all of a sudden the Chargers were like, oh, we're fucked. And then they couldn't do anything. They kept making mistake after mistake. Now, granted, Herbert did throw 4 interceptions. I believe 2 of them were tip passes. So I don't totally blame him for that. There was that one pick six that was awful that he just overthrew McConkey and Homie just ran it all the way back. It might have been Stingley, actually. But it was ridiculous. And then once Mixon got going, forget it. He just snatched their souls from out of their chest. They went for it on 4th and 1 or 2 during that very last drive to pretty much ice the game. They were like, there's no way you can stop us. They were basically saying, yeah, hold my beer. Like we're going to finish you guys off. And they did exactly that. I mean, that touchdown, I was texting you. I was like, watch, we're actually seeing a public execution right now. The Chargers are just dying right before our very eyes. And then McConkey gets that crazy pass, that long touchdown. I'm like, okay, maybe there's some life. And then no, didn't see anything else. Like it was extremely one-sided from the end of the first half on. It was gross, but good for the Texans. I mean, I hope they can bring that same energy to KC. I don't know. That's gonna be tough.
Oh, Casey's gonna run house. Like it's just not even gonna be fair, to be honest with you. Not really looking forward to that one at all. I think. I stand by that. Pittsburgh Steelers 14 and the Baltimore Ravens, my Super Bowl favorites, 28. Lamar Jackson. 16 for 21, 175, 2 touchdowns, and 15 for 81. King Henry, 26 for 186 and 2. Thank God I took the Najee Harris prop tied in with Derrick Henry for the touchdown. That worked out good. Nope.
When I saw you send that to me, I was worried for that leg the most. I was like, oh, golly, man. I don't know.
All they had to do was just give it to him at the fucking goal line. Like,
they never got there, though.
I know, but I figured they would get there. Russell Wilson, 20 for 29, 272 touchdowns. It's not really a terrible line, to be honest.
That was all in the third quarter, though.
George Pickens, 5 for 87 and a tutty.
In the third quarter.
I mean, fair, but still, it's not like, it was super terrible around then. It just didn't do anything, really. It's kind of a bummer. Isaiah Likely, leading receiver. Everyone was probably cashing that ticket in. Nobody had that ticket. 3 for 53. Mark Andrews, 2 for 27. Just Derrick Henry all day, baby. Like, what a gong show. Rashad Bateman.
Team rushed for 299.
What?
Well, I said the team rushed for 299 yards. I mean, they didn't have to throw the ball. They just were like, yeah, we're just going to run it down your damn throats.
Yeah. Yeah, the Steelers defense just couldn't do anything. For as staunch, quote unquote, as they were, how people said they were, man, they just, wow. It's kind of I finally heard some calls today that they want Tomlin out of there. Thoughts?
I heard on the radio today, I was listening to an interview on ESPN radio from a Pittsburgh Gazette Chronicle reporter or whatever. He's a beat writer for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he said he gave a whole rundown on his thoughts based on what he's heard already for the Steelers. That the biggest question is going to be in the offseason what they're going to do for quarterback again, because both Fields and Russ are free agents, and he honestly thinks that Justin Fields is good. He played well enough in those first 6 games to potentially get himself somewhere else where he could draw the interest of another team, and that it just really doesn't look like that the Steelers are going to be going forward with Russ. Like they just they didn't like the way it ended. Arthur Smith wasn't really, I guess, crazy about having him out there. And the radio show host, I don't remember who it was, but he had mentioned something interesting. He's like, look at everywhere Russ has been. So when he started in Seattle and he left, like they were down. They were as down as they had ever been. The very next year, immediately better, significantly better. Denver, same thing. Russ was there. They didn't have a terrible year last year. First year, terrible. Last year wasn't terrible. They were average, middle of the pack type of team. But he leaves, boom, they're in the playoffs. They're so much better. So he's like saying the common denominator is that Russ is just washed. He just doesn't have it anymore. I remember during watching the game, how the announcers, Herb Street and Al Michaels, are both saying how, Russ he's not planting his feet. He's flustered. He's a one read guy. He's looking for Pickens. If Pickens isn't there, he's panicking and he doesn't have the check down. So, and then that beat reporter, the last thing he said specifically about Tomlin is that it's just not a Steeler thing for them to fire a coach, especially I think he just signed an extension recently in the last year or two, maybe. It's just not what they do. They're not going to do it. They're very rarely fire anybody mid-season. It was shocking that they got rid of the offensive coordinator, Matt Canada, last year in the middle of the season. And the likelihood of them trading him, because that's been a rumor that's been swirling around, is even less likely than him getting fired. So it doesn't even look like there's going to be much change. I would think the only way there's a change over there is if he chooses to step down. Like he just doesn't want to be their coach anymore. But I mean, and that's a guy who reports on the team. Like that's his job. So I'll take his word for it. I mean, and I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, why would you be surprised if if they don't make any changes and they just stick with that and then just try and figure out their quarterback situation? I think Najee's a free agent, so he's going to be gone. So there's going to be a lot of turnover. There's going to be a lot of changes going on with that team.
Yeah, Najee's out for sure. And then the rest is like gravy town, depending on what they do after that. It'd be really interesting. And
George Pickens, he's fucking bum, man. He's I can't stand him. I really just cannot stand that guy. I think he's just he has tremendous talent, but he's a head case. Everything that goes on with him, he acts like a 5-year-old on the field. It's just, I can't stand watching him play. That little touchdown he got, although it looked cool, but the ball just luckily just dropped in on him, and then he did that little juke right between him, and then, but I mean, that's lucky shit. That's not something that you see happen all the time. Like that team is, they're in trouble. They're in trouble. I don't know how they're gonna do well next year. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what their salary cap situation is, but I can't imagine that it's
not that bad.
A great situation. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad.
I don't know who the hell wants to go over there either.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. Jaylen Warren's going to be the new running back for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm pretty sure, unless they decide to do something wild. Other than that, I mean, I hope Tomlin goes. I mean, I think Tomlin should have went like 5 or 6 years ago. To be honest, that one still just confuses the living hell out of me. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go. I just don't see where he would be next.
Yeah, exactly. But teams will want him.
Yeah, for sure. Teams are going to want him. I just don't see where he would go. All the other ownerships are a fucking clown show that currently need coaches. And I don't think that he's willing. I think he would sit a year out and come back next year before jumping to be on anyone's wagon this season.
I agree.
Definitely not the next Dallas Cowboys coach, that's for sure. Buffalo Bills 31, Denver Broncos 7. I read something today that said Bo Nix has been playing through the season with multiple fractures in his back.
I saw that too.
Gnarly. 13 for 22, 144 and a touchdown, 4 carries for 43 yards. Cortland Sutton, 5 for 75. Troy Franklin, 2 for 54 and a touch. Josh Allen, 20 for 26, 272 and 2. James Cook, fuck you, 23 carries, 120 and 1. Curtis Samuel, 3 for 68 and 1. Khalil Shakir, 6 for 61. I'm disappointed in this one, Jerry. I really thought, and especially the way the game started, that was fucking like that was a boom, and the boom continued honestly even into the for the entire first half. I mean, 14-3 at halftime is or sorry 10-7 at halftime was kind of bonkers. I don't think anybody really had that one, and then the Buffalo Bills took over in the second half, and they just didn't look back. 21 points scored in that second half to finish off 31-7, as I mentioned earlier. The Buffalo Bills the Broncos weren't ready for this matchup. It looked like they were just simply like out-schemed, overmatched. Like they just didn't do well.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty. I was working. I had a Buffalo fan sitting at my bar. Shout out to Katie. She was very nice. I'll tell a quick story about her real quick. I have been mentioning how if the Giants do certain things next season, and even still if they don't do certain things next season, that I was considering dropping off an application with the Bills Mafia to see if maybe I could climb aboard their little bandwagon. Well, after watching that game with a Buffalo fan, I find out that I have been hired. I am allowed to join Bills Mafia. I'm very happy that if that's the case that I can do that, because I was thinking I might have to go through some sort of an initiation, maybe go through a table. I didn't want to do that, and having been told that I'm welcome, and for many reasons, that made me feel kind of good. So I have a backup team for 25 now. I will be rooting for the Buffalo Bills very, very strongly. The one real New York team, as you would probably say. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Josh Allen looked like Josh Allen, man. He was out there just playing mistake-free football, making the right reads, running when he needed to. He didn't seem like he was forcing anything. He just had a nice little flow going. And your boy James Cook, man. I even asked Katie about James Cook, and I got her thoughts, and she was like, "Yeah, it's just crazy what he's doing this year, because like we've been waiting for him to break out and look a little better and possibly, you know, be like a elite running back or something." And he was yesterday. He certainly was yesterday. I mean, that fucking guy was just running all over him. I'm really looking forward to that matchup.
You know who was the worst running back on the Buffalo Bills, just on the stat sheet?
Mitchell Trubisky.
3 carries for -3. Those 3 kneel downs at the end of the game.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah. Bills are a wagon right now. They're playing good ball. It's going to be interesting to see how this works out with them playing against the Ravens, because it's almost like they're constructed exactly the same way. They're run heavy. They've got these dynamic quarterbacks that can run and throw the ball, and neither team has like an elite wide receiver. Decent tight ends, pretty good defense. Definitely bend don't break type of defense. So that's game of the weekend next week. That's when everybody's eyes are going to be on.
Yeah, it's going to be a spicy one. I'm stoked. I'm looking forward to the Denver Broncos next season. I think if they can build just a couple of pieces on defense, to be honest with you, they're just going to be buck fucking nasty, because their offense is stupid. They might be able to pick up a wideout. That might be good. But if Bo Nix even just plays like even 20% worse than he did this season, man, they're like in pretty good shape, man. Holy fuck. Like they were 6-2 at home this year, bro. 6-2.
I think it's going to be hard though, because I think they're still dealing with the Russ money.
They still have Russ money, but that's why I'm saying like draft picks. Like they can pick up some young talent that's like game ready and ready to go. Because I think they have picks somewhere in there. I'm pretty sure they have some resources.
They definitely have to do it through the draft, because free agency is really not going to be an option for them.
Yeah, no.
I think after next year they're back to normal again.
Nice. Green Bay Packers 10, Philadelphia Eagles 22. Another case of what have you done for me lately? Absolutely fucking nothing. Green Bay Packers couldn't even score a point in the first half. Jordan Love, 20 for 33, 212, 0 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Josh Jacobs looked absolutely ridiculous, actually. 18 carries for 81 and a tutty. I think everybody on the Green Bay Packers wide receiving core was injured at one point. Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks, Dobbs. I think they were all fucked. Jalen Hurts, 13 for 21, 131 and 2. Saquon Barkley, 25 for 119 yards. And, of course, no touchdowns. Devonta Smith, 4 for 55. Jahan Dotson, 1 catch for 11 and 1. And Dallas Goedert with one of the angriest runs of the weekend, 4 for 47 and a touchdown. A.J. Brown, 1 reception on 3 targets for 10 yards. Jerry?
Do you know that book he was reading on the sidelines has become a number one bestseller because he was reading it?
Everybody's been talking about that today.
But it's like, how crazy is that? That's just so ridiculous. That just goes to show how much of a sheep everybody is. Oh, he's reading that book. I want to read that book.
Yeah, I mean, not gonna argue with
when you go out there and you get 3 targets, 1 catch for 10 yards, yeah, just go read a book because you ain't doing shit. Like, honestly.
Oh, he's in a jersey, Jerry. Look at him. He's in a jersey.
Oh, wow. Look at him.
He's in
number
a
13.
jersey.
Unlucky 13. He might come in. Maybe he'll come in. Nah, he's not coming in. We're referring to Daniel Jones, people. Yeah, I think if you want to talk about anything specifically in this game, like, that was good, it was the Eagles defense. Losing to Kobe Dean is huge. I texted you that. That is massive. Like, this guy is a beast linebacker. He's done for the rest of the year. He's definitely going to be not playing early next season. Something about a patella tendon rip or something like that. That's not good. And then that center for the Packers, he got rolled up on. It definitely looked like that, like right up on like his shin area. That looked like a fracture or a break. Like, they had to cart him off. He was in an air cast. That sucks for them. They were getting injured left and right. The Packers were, but I mean, the only thing that was working on the offense for the Eagles, in my opinion, was Saquon. And I mean, he could have totally scored, and he decided not to, which everybody's talking about as well. It fucked a lot of people's tickets, I'm sure. According to ESPN Bet, that was the highest touchdown prop, not only single bets, but also legs in people's SGPs. So the books got away with one there. Jalen Hurts, I mean, even though he threw for 2 touchdowns, only 131 yards. Like, I don't know, man. I mean, he didn't have to do much, but I would be concerned next week with this offense. They've got to show more. They're a good team. They really are. But it's not going to get any easier going forward. And they really need to step it up because the Rams are very likely pretty clearly going to win this game. They can go into Philly and give them some hell. Like, that's not impossible. You know, I if I was an Eagles fan, I'd be a little concerned right now. I would definitely be a little bit concerned.
I mean, I hope they've been concerned because it definitely didn't look good at all for them. Like, at all. So, I'm just saying, it definitely doesn't look it's going to be a little bit ridiculous. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's going to be a little bit
Thing
ridiculous.
is, everybody's going to be on the Rams, and that's going to scare me a little bit because then it always seems to just go the other way when because everybody was on Minnesota tonight. And the Rams are clearly showing the world right now that, okay, you guys keep thinking that.
I think it's going to be a very close game. And if the Eagles are anything more than 3.5-point favorites, I'm taking Rams. 100%.
I agree.
100%.
I agree.
Yeah, it's going to be I can't wait. It's going to be interesting. What's really going to be interesting, actually, is the next matchup that we have for next weekend, which is off the piggyback of this one, which busted the shit out of all of my tickets. Washington Commanders 23 and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 20. Oh, God, this is depressing. Super depressing.
It was a good game, though.
It was a good game. 24 for 35, 268, and 2 from Jaden Daniels, 18 for 36. Diami Brown, 5 for 89 and 1. Terry McLaurin, 7 for 89 and 1. Darnold overthrows Addison again. Fuck. Baker Mayfield 15 for 18, 185 and 2, 17 for 77. Bucky Irving also caught one out of the backfield for a touchdown. Mike Evans 7 for 92 and a tutty, did not break the 100-yard mark. Cade Otton was a regular Joe, 2 for 32. Oh, this one was shocking. I mean, Baker definitely did a couple of Baker-esque things that, it's the reason why we're all Baker doubters, fumbling it in inopportune times. And I don't know, in that first quarter, it felt like they could have been up at least 14-0, and they only escaped 3-0. And I think that's when the wind went out of the sails a little bit, especially following up by Washington tying the game at halftime. I think that was like a huge. I know they didn't really do fuck all in the third, and Tampa Bay, put that tutty in the third. But man alive, I thought that was the turning point right there. Washington just coming back, and yeah, that game should not have been tied at halftime. That was insane, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I mean, living here in Tampa, you could definitely feel it in the city. You could feel it amongst everybody. Washington did stay in my hotel, between my hotel and the JW hotel right across the street. They did stay with us. I heard some people say, "Oh yeah, I met Jaden Daniels' mom last night. She's so sweet and everything." Like I didn't see anybody. We barely ever get to see any of the players or anything like that. We'll see like trainers and stuff like that. A lot of fans though. Man, there were a lot of fans. Those fuckers traveled, man. They came down for this game. I saw a lot of them. And I was just talking some real football with them, and I said, I think the Bucs have a good shot of beating you guys because the whole, rookie first game in the playoffs on the road. I mean, he's only they said, I think the second rookie ever, or no, I don't want to say second ever, but it was like a very low number, maybe 3, maybe 4. I think they said the last rookie to win on the road, his first playoff game was Russell Wilson, like in 2012 or something like that. So, it goes to show you how many times a rookie makes it to the playoffs, A, and B, wins. But Jaden Daniels, man, he's fucking incredible. The guy is absolutely incredible. He's even keeled the entire time. They showed him after that the doink that went in to win it, and he was just like, okay, cool. He was just regular guy. Yeah, he was celebrating and happy and shit, but just, he wasn't like, oh my God, like he had just won the Super Bowl or anything like that. He's okay, next game. Let's go to the next game. This team is going to be a problem going forward. Maybe not this season. Maybe they're a one and done. It's not going to be easy going into Detroit. But I tell you what, anything's possible. Anything is possible because I would say pretty much the entire country, with the exception of Washington, thought that Tampa was going to win this game. I heard people trying to play it off. Oh yeah, I had Washington the whole time last night. No, you didn't, motherfucker. Shut up. No, you didn't. I didn't hear you say a damn thing all week. But I feel like Baker was trying to do too much, especially on the running side. I think he was running the ball a little more than he really needed to. I mean, he carried the ball 7 times and out there like trying to break tackles and shit. And one of them led to a fumble, which ended up costing him the game in the end. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens with this team next year because there's a lot of talk about Liam Cohen, the offensive coordinator, potentially getting a head coaching opportunity somewhere. I don't think he should take one yet. I think he should stick around for another year. And, you've got, what's his name? Damn it, I can't even think of his name. I'm blanking out on the slot receiver who broke his leg or whatever, who's out. He's a free agent. God damn, why can't I think of his name? I'm such a stoner. There you go. Godwin. He may not be back. And then I think there's a lot. I read Schefter's tweet today. After every team that got eliminated, he would tweet all the free agents, and there were a lot of names on there. So it's gonna be interesting to see how that rolls out. But Yeah, everybody was pretty down and sad today. It kind of sucked. I felt bad for him. I was like, welcome to my world. I've felt like this for 17 weeks. Like, so it's not a good feeling, but they had a good season. I would have liked for them to have won and continued on. It would have been nice to see that. I was definitely rooting for home team, but shit happens, man. You can't make mistakes like that late in the game and expect to win. And you can't win when you miss out on scoring opportunities like you mentioned in the first half. So, it's a combination of a lot of things that ended up costing them the game in the end.
Yeah, it was definitely disappointing, but and I mean to do it on a doink also was kind of fucked. Like that was just,
oh my God,
man. And I
forgot to mention there. Real quick. There was a guy who went to the game last night who works in the purchasing department, and I was grabbing stuff from him this morning. I was like, dude, that game last night. He's like, I was there. I was like, okay, explain to me the field goal, like the feeling. And he's like, you could hear it and feel it, and then it just went silent, and then the fraction of the stadium that was full of Commanders fans just erupting and losing their minds, and you just see everybody just standing there with their jaw on the ground. And like, that's the worst feeling.
Oh yeah, man, I can fucking only imagine. That was just, and I had a buddy who lost his SGP on the game not going to overtime. He had it going, and so even him, when he fucking heard that doink, he was like, oh my God. Yeah, it was like it was a few Benji Franklins that he ended up not getting because of that doink. So
that sucks, man.
hey, he's been money with that prop this year though. He's hit that game go to overtime like 2 or 3 times this year. Like he's fucking,
my God.
Yeah, he's like silly with that one.
That's brave.
Pretty funny. Yeah, Dave's a funny dude, man. He takes those props and fucking smacks it. It's pretty funny.
Good for him.
Yeah, man. So it's set, Jerry. I'm gonna call it and say that the Rams are gonna win. We have the Rams going to Lincoln Financial Field again, the only National Football League stadium with their own jail. The Washington Cumbuckets are on the road playing Detroit. Detroit and Washington are on the 18th, so they're on Saturday. And the Eagles are on the Sunday versus the Rams.
Yeah, we got the whole lineup here. It's,
Jordan Addison is going to be one catch away and piss me off tonight. That's going to be fantastic.
That's fabulous. Texans Chiefs Saturday 4:30.
Correct.
On ESPN. Commanders Lions at 8 p.m. on Fox. That's the Saturday slate. Sunday slate will be the Rams visiting the Eagles.
Threw it on the ground.
3 p.m. on NBC. Oh man, I see it. NBC Peacock. And the Ravens Bills, the game everybody wants to see. Sunday night, 6:30 on CBS.
Maybe the ground caused it. He had it and then he bounced on the ground. I don't think that was a catch.
I don't know. I wasn't looking. I was reading
He smashed into the ground.
I was reading the schedule for you.
Yeah, that's fine. I got it.
And
here.
our wonderful listeners out there.
I was prepared to go through it. Yeah, in the AFC, I'm pretty stoked. I want to. What would make my fucking week is the Houston Texans Baltimore Ravens AFC final.
Oh my God! I mean, that's gonna pretty much ice it for Baltimore.
Well, yeah, that's my thought process on that one.
You are praying.
I mean, in the immortal words of somebody who likes money probably more than I do, fuck you, pay me, Jerry. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, if the Texans do my bidding, I think the Ravens going to the Super Bowl and winning it have definitely improved. Odds have definitely improved quite substantially.
I hope they make it. I want to see Lamar in the Super Bowl. I mean, if he doesn't win the Super Bowl, that's going to suck. You know, I want to see him win one, but I want to see him at least get to one. And yeah. I mean, Baltimore-Detroit would be, oh boy.
Yeah.
That's going to be a ratings buster. That's going to just break every record that they've ever had. I don't want to see the Eagles there. And if the Eagles show up, if they make it, like past, say they beat the Rams, they beat Detroit because Detroit should win. Man, I don't care who's from the AFC, even if it's the fucking Chiefs, even if it's the Chiefs again, I don't care. I'm going against the Eagles every time.
Yeah, I mean,
fuck you, Mike.
Fuck you, Mike, for sure. Fucking asshole. Fuck the Eagles. They're just a shit team who definitely don't deserve to be there, especially when they have tush push as part of their main part of their offense. Fucking assholes. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Fucked Up Fantasy Football Podcast. Your co-host, Corey Roussel, Jerry Rodriguez. Wildcard Weekend is in the books. 3 minutes, 30 seconds. LA Rams 27, Minnesota Vikings 9. And Jerry, Molly is not going to be undefeated this week. No, she will miss.
It happens.
By 1.
That's okay.
Still ridiculous.
It's still a pretty impressive record.
Ridiculous.
She's still the GOAT right now.
I just fucking, I don't know. These matchups here are actually like shaping up to be good. So I'm looking forward to that. Now we're kind of, the crop is thinned out, and I mean, the Washington Commanders, a 12-win team. I mean, Houston's only got 10, of course. But man, the Washington Commanders are in the divisional round for the first time in 20 years? I think it's 20. 21 perhaps. I think 2005 was the last time, I believe. I think they might have mentioned that, though. Yeah, that is what it is, folks. I mean, we definitely know some organizational problems, but that is rough.
At least they're not a bad team that luckily got in there, though. You know what I mean? So they're fun to watch. They're fun to watch.
I mean, yeah, there is that. They just have no rushing game, which I think that's going to be their Achilles heel right now. They just have no rushing game other than Jaden Daniels. There's no bueno. Brian Robinson Jr. got eaten up alive. I told you that was going to happen. He got fucking lit.
That's going to be the tough part for them on the other side. Is going to be trying to stop Detroit's running, because they are going to run the shit out of the ball. Oh, yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs is going to go insane.
I can't wait. All right, goodbye, Jerry. See you Thursday.
Yeah, talk to you later.